It's time for the Loco Sports Lowdown. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and Max Araj.
Two tough ones against
That's what I'm talking about!
This is the greatest post-game interview in the history of the world, Coach Fudala.
It was better than the one that he gave today, but today's result was even more meaningful. I'm rocking it, Brackin. I brought it out. The commemorative opening night. It's so hard to believe that it was just, 15, 16 months ago that we were there for the first time in the Cove for USCB basketball. And here we are today talking about the Sand Sharks playing in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship game tomorrow afternoon. I'm Justin Jarrett, joined by Max Araj, Wes Kerr, and Brackin Lambert. I was at the softball field today. I was following on the live stats. I decided not to spring $10 for a game that I was only going to be able to keep one eye on my phone. So I was following the live stats, but I have cut the entire highlights. We're going to check them out tonight on a special edition of the Loco Sports Lowdown. What a day, boys. What a day. Ron was a little more muted in his post-game interview with the Columbus State broadcaster today, but it was a very professional interview. They were very complimentary toward USCB and the program's incredible rise. We're sitting here at 21-9, playing for basically our natty tomorrow, right. Our Peach Belt Championship. Brackin,
can we just say before we go, before we continue, that smile on Brackin's face says it all. I mean, it does. It really does. I mean, like you said, Justin, 15 months ago, we were talking about a program just starting their journey, and here we are, and we're going to get to watch them play for a Peach Belt Conference title. I cannot believe we're talking about this 15 months after the first game in the program's history. What an unbelievable journey.
Never could have.
I never thought in a million years we'd be sitting here today talking about this.
Honestly, I mean, I didn't when we started on this journey, right? But there was a point last season where you were like, oh, something special is going on with these guys. And so then it started to kind of come into focus. Now, still, going through the grind this year and finishing fourth was like a tremendous step, but you didn't expect to knock off number one, who's number 6 in the country on their home court. I mean, what a tremendous.
And then they did it in a record-breaking performance. 18
sure did.
3-pointers.
Do we want to go ahead and see the highlights?
Hold on. Before we do that,
stage, yeah.
Let's talk. Let's just say these little things. The men lost the freshman of the year in Marcus Overstreet. Right. Lost their leading scorer in Larry. Leading scorer in Marcus, and lost your guy who set the record in this. I mean, everything was a record setter. But the guy who dished out your assists, you lost a kid who could literally turn on, put a 30-point performance up in Quran every game if he got hot. Ron goes in, he makes the adjustments, he goes in. We had not one player all season record double-digit rebounds. Had a couple guys at 9. If you would have told me at the beginning of the season who I would have picked, who was going to be playing for a conference title, more likely, my thought was going to be the women. You got Lydia back, you got Sherry back, you got all those.
I can't go there.
I hyped them up. I mean,
I was higher on the men going into this season than the women, but
I thought both were capable. I thought both were capable of making that special run. Now, not sure how likely it was beginning of the year for either of these teams, but you could feel the sense. And I look back to that North Georgia game at home, which really felt like that was an important win for this program. Beating the ranked team at home, that was the step you need to take. And at that point, you knew this team had a chance to do something special this year. And I wasn't there for that game. I was watching when I was over in Chicago. But
that Bears.
Yeah, but when I was there and was able to catch some of that game, the end of that game, those last couple minutes, you could see the vibes. You could feel the vibes, even from that far away, that this team, this team was going to take that next step. Now, I wasn't sure still how much more they would go in terms of that next step, but man, how they continue to impress us each time. And now they're at the one step away from the pinnacle of this conference, which is just
Well, and the crazy thing is, in any other year, we'd probably be talking about this. Probably clinched us a bid. We're in the tournament, like getting to the conference championship, but a win tomorrow would for sure do it. And that's our future, boys. Starting next year, we get to be active participants in the madness. I can't wait.
I know, man. And you think about it, Aiken's already got it, man. Aiken,
right? We have more to play for than they do, certainly.
Yeah.
But I mean, anytime you get into that, you're kind of splitting hairs because these are top level athletes who have competed their whole lives to get to this state. They're not just going to be like, yeah, we're going to be in the tournament anyway. Like they're going out to play.
They want to go in.
I'm going to say this. We may not be making the national champion or a national tournament this year, but I mean, if we win the conference championship, I feel like.
How many times do you get to win your last game of the year?
Well, I mean, there's only one other team that ends with a winning record and gets to win their last game because anybody else who wins their last game didn't go to the postseason.
Right.
Didn't go to their conference tournament or whatever. Right. So, I mean,
win the last game and get a title. I mean, the only other team, because everyone who wins the title in conference play, you got to go to the big tournament.
I think whoever wins the national championship, we should have a neutral site game with them to open the season next year. And they can retroactively call us the champs if we beat them.
Okay, UCF from a few years back.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Let's get to the
highlights.
Let's do it.
I think I got every bucket in here. I didn't do free throws, but it's like a condensed game.
Yes.
And it was a great broadcast, by the way. Their audio dropped out a couple of times, which was unfortunate because it was a good broadcast. Good call.
Yeah, they didn't use the huddle camera that was on the opposite side of the court like last time.
Okay.
Ollie got it started with the triple. Added him, number him.
Big day.
Conference player of the year. He is a dude.
Gives it to Wiz. Wiz, a drive in the paint off the glass.
Man, I'm not gonna miss.
But you put the entire game in here.
I did. I got every bucket, bro. The true condensed game.
This is a big moment.
And the post-game interview.
Dishes it to Cordell Brown off the goods. Good.
Fun. I mean, I wanted to watch the game and fast forward.
Right, fair enough.
But I did. Good job, Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah.
This was probably one of the best games of the entire year.
Tremendous.
In terms of just back and forth.
And the St. Church found a way to respond every time.
Yeah,
I
they
was
did.
checking the line.
There was one time where I got worried.
The 6-0 run to start the second half.
Yeah, I was nervous. I was worried at that point, but
that gave me a little bit of anxiety.
Yeah. But they responded right away. I was calling softball. I was trying to recap this as it was going on.
Yeah.
While the softball was going on. Yeah.
Man, terrific passing on that.
I mean, and they just came out on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, they.
Jelani into the front court. Jelani all the way off the glass.
All right, so this is when the run started.
CSU the other way.
No, right here. This is the run. They get it in, and we went up 26. They're up by 6. Right here, these back-to-back threes.
It's Mickey.
Okay, also, shout out to Gina. She brought towels to the game this morning.
Oh, nice.
Heck yeah. Fantastic.
Every bucket there was an answer.
The towel in question.
That's going to be a keepsake item for sure.
Yeah,
I know. I think the light blue we need to. I think the light blue we need to just make sure we get. Like that's to be the ones that we get regularly.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Ollie's mama.
Yes. Representing now with a
Yeah.
lot.
I had to give
Puerto Rican flag, yeah. Yep.
There's Ronnie.
I love also the joyous rage. That's who you play.
Joyous rage.
Yes. That's exactly what
That's the title of that video clip.
USCB. Wizuba is doubled in the corner, throws, turns it over.
I thought it was a nice touch to open the show with that. Good suggestion, Wes, although I was on the same page. I mean, I immediately reposted it.
That was it. That was the run. 35-29.
I remember seeing that, and that was really got me, thinking they could do this thing. At that point, now a long way to go. And
just like that, it was sad.
Yeah.
Take a three and miss it. Rebound tipped into
But
the hands
he gets another look.
Up top, they'll take a three.
Yep, don't mind if I do. Mullen was in foul trouble early too.
Wiz takes it to the hoop off the glass.
And throughout. He had a terrific game. Fubo.
Yeah. And Adderton had 23.
Oh goodness. Oh man.
That one was crazy.
Yeah.
Fubo. Oh, dude. Tough. This is a really good Columbus team. I mean, they're a national championship contending team.
Fantastic team.
Top
10 team in the country. Top 16.
It was a great win today.
Here comes this is the 6-0 run.
Disappointed in their fan support, though. I mean, like, playing at home in the
Okay, now
turn out number 16 in the country.
it's gonna happen soon. That one.
Yeah, here's the 6-0 run.
Yeah, this is where we get in a little trouble. Then,
yeah, that little fast break, and you're like, oof.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. I was like, it's 4 points, we're fine. But no lead got bigger than
And then you see the turnover, the fast break,
nice.
and then
yeah.
as I said on the USD broadcast, gut check time for Ron Fudala. I was calling a softball game, but I was giving comments about.
Oh, yeah, good call. Look at that. That wall shoots like 14% from three, but that one was smooth as butter.
They like wearing those black jerseys. Those black alternate jerseys. They love
them.
them.
The blacks are serving them well. I don't think they're taking things off.
Oh, now we lose the audio.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but that is a really nice take by Nolan. And then that's tough. That's tough. Just a battle. Do you have the lead changes and ties in front of you?
It was 11, or there was 11 lead changes. Actually, I do actually have it all up right here. Give me a second. Give me one.
Had to be a ton. I haven't actually even looked at the box score yet. I took all the time I had to cut this.
I'm sure you did.
Boom. I just wanted to have them done, and so we could watch them, and so I would know what went down. Because I was watching live stats, and that's not the thing.
Play analysis. 17 times the game was tied.
Yeah, and 11 lead changes. That is outnumbered only by USCB's 18 threes. 18 of what?
36. We shot like exactly 50%.
Oh, 18 of 36.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Yep.
And still barely got it done. That's how good Columbus is. They had to shoot 18 of 36 from three to beat them.
Yeah, but the program record, Ken Berlinger, the SID for the conference, texted me during the middle of it and said,
"Yeah, it's a tournament record, right?"
He's not the tournament director. He's the SID, so he was.
No, I mean the tournament record. 18.
Oh yeah. 17 was the previous record.
Cougars back on top, 63-62.
What a game. Look how fast this game is.
Shot fake driving into the paint.
Speed of the game is incredible.
I gotta
look and see if that made 3 points in one game.
Good enough.
Everybody hit huge shots.
Yeah. That's what it takes.
Hit a bunch.
That's how upsets happen.
Buddy hit a bunch. Kev with that disgusting finish over all those dudes 5 inches taller than him and more.
Was that it?
Oh,
the audio.
Audio just cut out.
The audio went down again.
I was like, there's no way that's it.
No, it went down a couple times. No, it goes all the way through the post-game interview. But Huddy with the splash.
Hudson Morton. Incredible.
He was on fire.
72-72.
Tasso.
Man.
The god of wetness.
A never-ending swing of threes toward the next.
That's just almost a jump for us there.
Cougars back to within 2.
Man, what a battle. They never even flinched. Huddy.
Dude, Huddy, man.
Man. Ooh, contagious.
He had a game today.
Oh, look at that. I was in that building tomorrow.
Norton fumbled it.
How much
Okay, so
we got to raise to get a charter flight?
We doubled how many our record was last year for three points made in a game.
Really?
We had 9 last year. That was our 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
We
did it 5 times.
Yeah, I would have thought higher. I would have thought at least like 12.
We did it at Georgia College versus Columbus State in the 4 overtime, versus Georgia College at home, at USC Aiken, and then at Columbus.
That's crap luck, too.
Kicks it out to Norton.
Did he
Spins
inside?
into the
Got
corner.
God, what a pass.
A three-pointer.
Incredible find right there.
That was the record breaker right there.
Was it?
Yeah.
8,
85-82 timeout.
Jeez, man.
CSU.
It was 10. I'm almost glad I didn't have to call it. I would have had a stroke.
Yeah.
85-84. USCB.
Where's the meme, Wes?
I would have had a stroke too.
My favorite team.
Doing the spotting.
No, this was the record. That was the record breaker. My bad.
And pretty much the clincher. I mean,
Yep.
It was the clincher.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Columbus State.
They got
One last
Crazy
opportunity
luck.
right there.
Yeah, they're gonna get crazy lucky that they're able to get a 3, but then it comes down to literally
Free throws at this point. You knock down the free throws, you did.
Unbelievable. Hey, what a performance in the clutch in a semifinal
I
tournament
kept this
game
because they
here
were
by
really
this
complimentary.
USCB team. I tell you, their coach has done such a fantastic job.
That's the
A
truth.
brand new program.
Say the least.
It's 89.
He sold a vision,
84 now.
and he got the right
he
dudes
made
to
the
buy
first
into
free
it.
throw.
Got the right dude, man.
He found a few that
He missed it.
he thought were bought in last year, but it turned out they weren't all the way bought in, and that's okay. And they went to greener grass. And
When I was watching this,
bought in
like,
some more dudes who were bought in, who knew what questions to ask better. And
so this part I missed. I missed this one, and I was like, "Oh wait!" I was like, "He missed it. We're good." And then I was
That
like,
dude just can't miss.
Yeah.
Man.
So then they called the foul before the buzzer. So not over.
0.3
0.3.
seconds. Shooting 2 with a 2-point lead.
Well, at that point,
These guys.
you can barely you can't get a shot off of point.
You can get a shot off at .3, but when he makes that one, it's
.3.
We'll
OVER.
talk with the
Ball game.
Buford
Look at
coach
that.
after the game, and USCB has upset Columbus
There's a
State
terrific
91 to 87, and they celebrate celebrate as they should. A fantastic
Myself.
performance by the Sand Sharks of USCB.
And then we got a little postgame with Coach.
Network by the winning head coach, Ron Fudala. Ron, congratulations. That was what March Madness is all about. Your team was fantastic today.
That was a fun game. I'm so proud of the guys.
That was a fun game.
Sticking together through everything. It was just a hard-fought effort from all of them. It's a team effort. This Columbus State team's probably going to win the national championship. All right, so it takes a full team effort if you want to get something done like this. And just proud of our guys, proud of our effort, and I'm excited to be playing one more game.
Both sides played like their hair was on fire today, right?
Oh my!
They wouldn't know about that.
March, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
I mean, we made a couple more shots than they did. Credit to them, Coach Moore. It's a fantastic team, fantastic job. Our guys just battled and battled and battled and were alert. And if something didn't go their way, it was right back out of it onto the next play. Everything we've talked about all year was on display tonight, and I'm just glad we were able to get it done.
Well, Ron, you've done such a great job starting this program, and you're not eligible for the NCAA tournament this year, so this is your tournament, and your guys have put themselves in position for tomorrow.
Yeah, nothing magical, man. We just get good players and teach them how to play basketball. It's all about the players and them buying into each other and buying into being part of something bigger than themselves and leaving a legacy for a lifetime. When you got guys that want to do that and have zero egos and just play for each other, you can get a pretty good result on most nights when the ball bounces your way.
Thank you, Ron. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Can't wait.
All right, that's Coach Ron Fudala of the Sand Sharks.
Can't wait is right. That man's probably sitting on jump right now.
I texted him after, and just said, "Let's go!" All caps.
I texted him after and just sent him the clip of him banging on the table.
Yeah!
I sent him joyous rage. That's what I sent him.
Golly, man. What
What a
game.
day, man! What a
What a
day!
day.
It makes
3
us
o'clock tomorrow.
3 o'clock tomorrow. It's a Palmetto State showdown, a rematch with our in-state rival USC Aiken.
And you know the thing is, they don't consider us a rival. They don't
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So this is just what I've been told. Their AD doesn't want to do anything like, a USC Aiken, USC Beaufort, battle. He said
Aiken today, I should have TP'd some trees or something.
He said that now if the Sacs want to get involved and they want to do it, which ours is all about it, that's our natural rival.
They're in the system. Like, come on, you've got to be
have fun with it. We've already
call it the President's Cup or something.
Now, who exactly do they consider as a rival then?
Call it the Mothership Cup.
I just call it the Palmetto
rival. Augusta.
The Palmetto, Palmetto, whatever.
Battle or whatever. I made a graphic that was very similar to.
I think we got to get Aiken to embrace this rivalry. Maybe we gotta bring it to them in other sports more for them to really feel
we've beat them in soccer.
We got to take it to them a little more, and then I guess we got to rub their face in it when we beat them a little bit, so they start to dislike us. So we can have a rivalry.
Nobody will do it in this one.
It's not that we want to be bad sports. We just want you to want to hate us so that we can have a rivalry.
Well, rivalries are built in the playoffs. Most professional sports, most college sports rivalries are built in the playoffs. And
but I'm just saying, you want to rub it in their faces. Go out and get a win tomorrow.
Absolutely. That's the only way to do it. You don't get to talk if you don't win.
Right.
Well, they came to Bluffton a couple weeks ago, after beating us, not handily, but
belt buckle.
But
that sounds like a third-rate wrestling promotion.
But it was loud. It was a Wednesday night, so of course the baseball team was there, and we had those 4 rows literally right behind their bench set up. And we didn't do the 2 full rows like we did against Lander. So the baseball team after the student section was filled up, the baseball team filled out right there behind Wes and Donald and all that kind of stuff.
They're like the Cameron Crazies.
Right. And so their loud and they're being obnoxious, and it rattled Vanderslice. 100% it rattled Vanderslice, because now, granted, I know our baseball guys can get a little crazy, but I didn't hear them say anything, and I'm standing over there 90% of the game, and he's like over there talking to me. He's like, "You need to get them out of here. They're saying all this kind of stuff." So I was like, "Coach, I'm not moving them, because one, I didn't hear them say anything, but I'll talk to them."
Yeah.
And like, no, I'm not going to move them.
Boys.
Yeah, keep it clean. I'm not moving them unless it's absolutely necessary.
I mean, there's a long-standing tradition of college basketball fans, particular students, trolling. Like, I mean, that's a thing. Like, they're known for it. Every school has a student section that, like, the good ones, like, do their research and they know your girlfriend's name and your mom's name. You know, like everyone.
They did that for the whiteout.
Yeah, I mean, that's a long-standing tradition. Whether you like it or not, it's a thing that happens, and you have to be immune to it. I mean, Dip, for all the trouble we give him,
I was about to say Dip, man.
He doesn't get fazed by the fans at all.
No,
like,
he
he's
doesn't.
so accustomed to it. You know, he's heard every name in the book.
He's done it long enough.
He's a pro. But yeah, that's part of the game, man. Like, especially at the collegiate level. That's why we love college basketball, because it has more of that than any other level.
Professional. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fellas, that's great. I got a little bit more work to do, so I got a couple more stories to write. And
rough day at the ball yards, but overshadowed by the great night for basketball.
Real quick, I do have some good news from track and field.
I like that.
The men broke the 4x1 school record. Let's see. The 4x1 women's placed third overall. Maggie Olson, who is a dual sport athlete, plays soccer. She won the 400. Casey Thompson, also dual sport athlete, finished third. Both of them PR'd. Multiple others had top 10 finishes. And the pole vault, 100-meter dash, 100-meter hurdles, and the long jump. Sam Mitchell and Bryson Shears finished 4th and 5th, respectively, in the 100-meter open. Zach finished 4th overall. Zach Stellers in the 400-meter dash. Cam Edwards and Caron France finished 3rd and 4th. In the jumps, Devin Watson finished top 10, local boy. With a new PR in the discus.
May River guy, right?
Yeah, May River guy. So
nice.
There we go.
Good
dealers. So yeah,
I like how they're bringing in I like how Turka and them are bringing in a lot of young or local kids. They've picked up several local kids, and I love to see that. And I'm trying to steer more kids, especially kids that are multi-sport athletes, but they've got track skills and they've run track. Like, man, stay close to home, and they got a spot for you over there if you got the numbers.
Yeah, we need
because it's a numbers game in track. Period.
Yep.
Like, Embry Riddle is a prime example of that. Embry Riddle's track team is as big as our entire department.
Oh yeah, it's a numbers game. Period. Because you're just trying to pile up points in every event.
So. All right, fellas.
Swimming and diving, same deal.
Yeah, and a fun day despite the 2 losses. Fun day of softball as well. Great fight there at the end. I was impressed with what I saw. Just unfortunate to see, especially that last one get away from us, because Addie Reynolds was having a great day at the plate. Beautiful home run early in that game. Just and Sierra Kinlaw pitched well. I thought she pitched well in a couple of spots early to keep it, within striking, or to keep them at that point ahead when they got that home run by Reynolds, and before that just to keep it scoreless. But I think this team's going to battle. This team's going to get better, and it's great to have Mackenzie Ford back. And I feel like she's going to start to really find it in the coming games and coming weeks. So I'm so excited about the softball program, and always fun to head out there and be part of it.
Yep. It was fun out there Friday night, and I got me a Mr. Terry pork chop. So it's never a bad day when you get a Mr. Terry pork chop.
Never bad, man.
All right,
brother.
They're on
work done, get some rest. Big day tomorrow. Ronnie Funball and the boys going for all the marbles.
Love it.
Yes,
and I will talk with you guys later.
See you.
All right, see you, buddy. That's Brackin Lambert, USCB director of athletic communication.
Yeah,
new title.
I got to experience. I got to see his reaction firsthand because he was sitting a few seats beside me.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys were out in the Ville,
Yep.
living vicariously. Did you guys have the stream up over there?
Oh, he did. I did not. I just had the live stats up on my phone while I was calling the softball game. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching the Loco Bombers and the gold bracket quarterfinals at the time and watching on the live stats. We got hosed, by the way.
I was watching a lot of Rec All-Stars basketball today for the state tournament at Burton Wells for 10U boys, both divisions. And boy, it was a long day today. We had a crazy game, our second to last game of the day.
This is the state tournament?
Yes, this is a state tournament. North Charleston was taking on Malden, and total fouls in the game 55.
Oh,
55
Lord.
Total fouls in the game.
That's
5
too
players
many.
in North Charleston.
Crazy.
North Charleston had 5 players foul out in the game.
That's too many fouls.
It's too many fouls, and it was so funny when one of the coaches was like, "This is a rec league game," and I was like, "I know."
That's crazy, right?
You know. But these boys are going at it. I'm excited.
They're going at it. Yeah.
They are indeed.
We got a whole nother day tomorrow.
You may call it a rec league game. They call it a state tournament game, brother.
It is. It is a state tournament
the
game.
biggest game of their lives.
That's this point.
And it's going to show tomorrow as the semifinals and finals will begin in the early afternoon at Burton Wells. We got a couple of consolation games to take place to set our semifinal matchups, and then we got our finals at I believe 4:30 and 5:45 tomorrow.
No local teams have survived the gauntlet.
No local teams were in this tournament at all. Most of the teams were coming from either Charleston, Columbia, Malden, or Marlboro. So we a lot of really great games. We had, I think, 3 games decided by a maximum of 2 points today. Just really great competitive games. It's been really fun to watch. But
out at the old out in Aiken. I was in Aiken today, which lovely little town. Really nice complex there at Citizens Park. Terrific complex. First time there, and I enjoyed it. But we got a tough ending today. But no, we played pretty tough. This is only the girls' second tournament, and they're getting better for sure. Coaches are doing a good job. We tied, but the first game was ridiculous. We had a carnival game going on with the home plate umpire where you had to throw it through a magic circle that nobody knew where it was to get a strike call, and so it was just a walk fest. It was both going both ways. Don't get it twisted. It's going both ways, but it was a walk fest, and we played 1 inning, and at the end of the first inning, the timer went off for the 10-minute warning for the time limit.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That should never happen. That tells you that you didn't call enough strikes. Like, you got to expand the strike zone. And, like, it's 12U, bro. Like, and softball pitching is a hard thing. Like, make them swing the bats. If it's close, make them swing. So, anyway, we ended up tied 5-5. A good old sister kissing to start the day. But ties aren't so bad in pool play because it's better than a loss, right? So
is it like soccer where you get like
0-2? Yeah, you at least know you can't go 0-2. Well, it's a half a win, a half a loss, basically.
Okay, sure. Yeah. It's not like 3 points. Yeah.
Yeah. So it puts you in the middle section. And then if you win, you're kind of the top half of the middle section. So then we won our second game, blowout. We were walking off the bases to make outs because it was out of hand. I think it was like 17-3, but like could have been 100. You know the type of game. So we got the 5 seed that put us in the gold bracket, which was good. It was a 14-team tournament. Always good when you make the gold bracket. That's always a goal. So we were 5 versus 4, and we lost 3-2. And unfortunately, not that one. What the heck? Remove that one. Let's put this one up. There we go. Unfortunately, this runner would have been the tying run and sent it to extra innings, but she was called out.
Oh no. Goodness.
Oops. I think somebody was like, you know what? I don't get paid more for extra innings. But that sucks because kids after the game, man, they don't understand it.
Yeah.
It sucks, but that's the game, and we control what we can control, and the rest, right? But if we get a little bit of better jump off second or a little better turnaround third, or if we had tagged up and gone to third on an earlier play, there's always little things that it's never actually the call. It was always something you could have done that would have not made the call be possible. So that's what you tell them as a coach. You have to teach them. Well, there were little things we could have done that it would have been irrelevant. Because that's the only way to get better. So can't dwell on that guy messed up. What good is that to you? But that's what I did today. Wes, you were out at the ball yard. You told us about the softball.
Yeah. The second game, they almost came back and won. They really should have won it earlier, but they were up 2-0. They gave up 2 late. Georgia College tied it, and then they went ahead the next inning on a home run, a lucky CNI single between third and short. And the Saint Sharks had a chance that last inning. They had the tying run on third, winning run on second, and I believe it was Chang who grounded out after Goodwin drove in the run to make it 4-3. So they were close in this one. Addie Reynolds had a great game, drove in 2 runs, had a solo home run, and unfortunately, they weren't able to continue that offense as it went along. Georgia College, they had some tremendous pitchers that showed out in both games today. But nothing to take away from Sierra Kinlaw. She was fantastic. She escaped a couple of huge trouble spots where Georgia College was looking to threaten. So I thought she pitched very well. Madison Murphy, as you may have suspected, she started game 1, and she was solid for a bit, but Georgia College was able to get to her in the middle portion of the game, and then they brought in Ramirez. They brought in Cassie Brundage as well. Unfortunately, Georgia College was able to find some late runs to put some separation on the scoreboard, and despite a home run by Jaden Goodwin, I thought played really well. Not quite enough. So I think this team is close. They've lost a lot of close games. When you look back at that series against Lander, where they lost one by a run, they had a big lead, they let it slip away. They've had some leads in these games. They just have not been able to completely close it down. And I still trust their pitching. I still trust their defense. But you look at a couple of at bats which decide a game in these tight Peach Belt Conference matchups, and unfortunately, that's the difference. You get some good teams. The good thing is about this conference is as long as you don't finish last place, you make the tournament. So they still have a decent chance if you're able to string at least just a few series wins together, or maybe even 1 or 2. You'll have a chance. So a long way to go, and great to see Mackenzie Forback because I thought she really was starting to find it as the series went towards the end. So.
Yeah, she'll get it back. She'll get the rhythm back at the plate. Is Kinlaw D1 talent? I think that's a loaded question, and I don't like. I'm starting to not like the idea of the notion of D1 talent, because here's the thing. What is it? It's like, to be D1 at this stage, you've got to. It's like a sliding scale of a few different things. And you can be just like ridiculously talented, like can't miss talent, but you still have to have core classes and a GPA and a test score, so like
I think it's not
there's lots of people who have the D1 talent physically, but they don't have other things. I think certainly, and this is the other reason why I think it's complicated, there's layers to it. Is there a place in D1 where she could be the ace? 100%. There's probably dozens of them.
I also think it's more than just physical talent too. Like I think
100%. It's mentality. It's academics. I mean, you ultimately have to go to a place where you can be successful academically and athletically. And you have to, only you can know where, what is the best fit for you. And so I think I want kids to get away from thinking about the level D1 or D2 or D3 or JUCO or whatever, and think more about the situation and what is the best situation for you. It doesn't matter the level. And if the situation becomes untenable, the transfer portal exists now.
Yep.
And you will find your level. So could she get a full ride? Is my D1 talent test? Yeah, I think there's probably somewhere where she could. But she's a senior, right? So
yeah, she's a senior. So this is
her last year of eligibility. Yeah. So I guess it's moot at this point. She's a D2 player. So and there's no shame in that.
Great D2 player, and yeah, I mean the percentage of high school softball players you get to play in college. I mean, it's a accomplishment just to be able to have this opportunity, and she has been one of the best in this conference in terms of high end pitchers, and she's shown that for a couple of years here, and she's only gotten better. And I feel like I said, it's like you said, it's different for everyone, depending on their situation, depending on their academic goals, depending on their athletic goals.
There's also probably a lot of places she may have even, I don't know, but she may have even had some D1 offers, but she would have been fighting for a spot on the roster instead of starting.
That goes back to trying to find it.
Yeah. And so, like, what are your priorities? That's what it comes down to. Do you want to be a part of that Division I, Power 5 type experience and be, a fringy player, or do you want to be a dog at a D2? And only again, I mean, there's a lot of things involved there. Is she the best pitcher in Sandtrack history? I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. We're
missed a lot, so
now where we got to kind of compare apples to oranges in a way. But Christy Cook was phenomenal. 2-time Sun Conference Pitcher of the Year. I think she's still got the strikeout record. I don't know for sure, but obviously the level of competition they played during Kinlaw's
because of course this is
stronger.
Right, because they've been playing D2 since she got here. Before that they were NAIA, so it's big step up.
Yeah. So I think it's hard to compare stat wise, but Christy was tremendous. Ashley Lehman was also phenomenal. So, they've had a pretty good line of pitchers. Abby Pack was really good as well.
Maraskin had a good year.
Maraskin came from a D1 and dominated for a year. So they've had a good line of them. I think Sierra definitely goes down as one of them, and she's probably a future Sandtrack Hall of Famer type player, I would think.
Yeah, I'll have to see where, in terms of her stats, rank in terms of career numbers, but
and like accolades, how many times you've been all conference and those kinds of things matter as well. Which again, apples to oranges, because all conference was a lot different in the NAIA era than it is now.
Right.
So, yeah, I got a little bit of high school baseball news for you boys. The Sandlapper tournament up in Gilbert that everybody goes to every year. May River won their first two, but then they lost today. Tough one, 3-1 to Bishop England. They got shut down by a really good pitcher. And Beaufort, though, I think they play Bishop England tomorrow in the championship because they beat North Augusta 5-4 today after two previous wins over Saluda and Chapman. 9-2 over Chapman, 12-0 over Saluda. And then they beat North Augusta 5-4. So Beaufort looking good.
Yeah,
to start the season.
And it's great to see.
I'm intrigued to see that how that game goes tomorrow against Bishop England, because we know that May River's got a solid squad this year, and for them to lose 3-1 to Bishop England, and I know Bishop England's good, so I'm intrigued to see what Beaufort looks like, because these are region opponents, so I'm very intrigued to see how these two teams play tomorrow.
And Samari is batting ninth, playing right field, and wearing number, any guesses?
Is it
42? 42.
Ooh,
42.
For tribute to Jackie.
Okay. I see you, Samari.
I kind of dig it.
I dig it too.
Samari's making a statement.
I'm excited.
I'm not a fan when I see little white kids wearing 42 at the travel ball tournament. So I don't think they need to be doing all that.
Yeah.
It's not your number. It's not your number, bro.
It's also, I mean, it kind of goes with basketball too. If I see a white kid wearing 23 or something,
Right.
Well, I
And
mean,
those
that's
numbers
different,
translate
though.
sports.
We're talking about the color barrier. It was retired in Major League
I
Baseball
know,
for a
but
reason.
Right.
But no, 23. I can
Yep.
get down with 23.
I
Lots of
can't
people.
99 hockey
you
for
can't
Wayne
get under
Gretzky.
it. I don't know
42
why.
in baseball is associated with one
Yes,
and
I agree.
only one.
No, I
player.
totally
Yeah.
agree with you, but I just have the same feelings, in my opinion, for 23. I don't know why. It's just who I am.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
Yeah.
I think I would be hard pressed to wear 23 as a basketball player at this point. It would feel like
couldn't.
you were cheating, right? Like
Yeah, I
you're not
don't.
worthy of
Yeah,
it.
I don't know. That's my opinion on it. But yeah, I do agree with you on the 42 thing. Like, I
Yeah.
totally 100% agree with you
Yeah.
on that.
Every once in a while, I see somebody that I'm like, oh, dude, I don't think you should be wearing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't think you understand the gravity of what you're
but
wearing.
I am intrigued.
Yes.
I am intrigued with Buford because I didn't know. I knew they were going to have a good team, but I didn't know how good of a team they were going to have, and also they're playing in a new division
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
You know, so,
Yeah.
I mean, they'll be right there. It'll be one of
Yeah,
those.
agreed. But
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
intrigued to see how I think this game tomorrow. I mean, again, early in the season, anything can happen, anything can change. But I am intrigued because this is a game that could, I think could be something worth watching because it's two division opponents, region opponents.
So this is a
going at
tournament game? This is not a region game, it's a tournament game.
It's a tournament game.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Tournament game.
Interesting. Yeah. Now there is. You'll definitely have to watch the weather because there is rain potential.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
I did see that. Yeah, and that was one of the reasons why. Well, also it's not only going through South Carolina, but it's going through the entire southeastern area apparently.
Yeah.
Because of course Georgia College and USCB were meant to play tomorrow, but of course they ended up playing a doubleheader today. And
well, we got some UFC fighting on the telly.
yes, we do. Yeah, I got.
Here's a good trivia question. Can you name the last Major League Baseball MVP to wear number 42?
It's a trick question.
I would think Jackie Robinson, but I don't think that's true.
No, I don't think he was ever the MVP, but I don't remember when they retired it officially.
It's in the 90s, wasn't it?
1995 AL MVP, not named Albert Bell. Would that be who was 95 MVP? Tommy? Did he wear 42? Oh, Mo Vaughn, of course. Of course. Mo Vaughn, that checks out. Oh, that man just knocked that man out.
Oh, he did. Yeah, that's right. Jackie, I knew that. Jackie Robinson did win an MVP in 1949. I knew that. For the
Mariano was the last to wear it. He was grandfathered in.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That would make me up.
It's a good name. It's a good name to be wearing that number. It is a good name to have.
Yeah, I mean, one of the goats. One of the goats.
No doubt about that.
I love the idea of wearing it in tribute, but I do feel like you have to do some sort of service to it
Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
Agreed.
And Blake Rayleigh checking in. El Presidente, roll tide roll, great win in Auburn. Not a good day.
I was going to say, while you're watching wrestling, I had some high school or college basketball on. Watching into the Duke Carolina game.
Yeah.
Carolina had a chance, and the Duke steamrolled past them late.
Hey Rayleigh, when you go to put the toilet paper in the trees in Auburn, stop by Columbus and throw some coastal blue toilet paper in the trees over there for us. We're trying to start up a rivalry.
But yeah, I mean, I saw the ending of that Auburn game. Unreal.
Ooh.
I mean, look, Auburn beat Alabama on their turf, and Alabama goes back and beats Auburn at their on senior day too for Auburn. That was senior day.
Yep.
Yeah, this tournament could be crazy. I mean,
the SEC tournament's gonna be so
the SEC tournament is gonna be awesome, but it's gonna be interesting. Auburn has been looking like the favorites, but Alabama, it's kind of cool. I mean, to see a big basketball game between these two schools, number 1 against number 7. I mean, this is not the Iron Bowl. This is the basketball version.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Iron Court. The Iron Court.
It says the shelves are safe in Auburn tonight. We saved the trees.
We saved the trees.
I poisoned them trees, Paul. I poised them. They're gonna die.
Dude, I'm so excited for the NCAA tournament to come around. I'm very excited, but I agree with Wes. I'm very intrigued by the SEC tournament this year. I just have a feeling it's gonna be something special.
And don't forget the Sun Belt quintuple.
Yeah, that's Sun Belt.
Yeah.
By the
I just want somebody to make a run for like 5 or 6
on top
days.
of that, I had to take a deeper look into it to see how everyone ended up getting the top 4 seeds and stuff. The top 4 seeds all finished with the same conference record. So at that point, it was based off of tiebreakers between all 4 teams.
Oh man, see that's where it stinks. It was all
it's insane.
That kind of makes that defeats the purpose.
Yeah, it does.
You don't want guys decided by tiebreakers.
Yeah, you never want to see that. But
I would assume it was by tiebreakers. I don't know how else you would.
Right. Well, we'd have to whatever tiebreakers they use.
I don't mind when it's a head-to-head.
Overall record is not a good tiebreaker. I don't know why.
That's a terrible tiebreaker because it encourages poor strength of schedule.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Like if it's a head-to-head tiebreaker, it would make sense. But when you get into those 3 and 4 team tiebreakers, then you end up just having like
that's
an arbitrary system that makes somebody fall from a 4 to an 8. You know, like that's stupid.
Somehow the top 4 teams all finished with a 13-5 record. That is
crazy. Yeah, so they all share the regular season championship, I guess.
Everybody had a share. Yeah.
You got to play marbles for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Forget the coin flip. It's good. Yeah. Let's just play a game of poker, and whoever wins gets the whoever wins gets the first seed.
Oh, he choked him out. That's what he did.
Anyway, I just man, what a great day of sports it was for all of us today. I mean, obviously, I'm very.
Wish you were there, Max. I wish you were there. I wish you were at the softball. I love calling the games, but it's even more fun when I have a partner.
Yeah, it is. It is fun when we do it together. We always have some fun. We've seen some crazy moments in our short time of doing it.
That walk off that first game.
Oh God, I will never forget that game. I was just like, if this is what I get to see every night, dude, sign me up. I will do more of these. Absolutely. But
not every night, but you got to be there every night to be there when the good ones happen, right?
That is the truth. I will say this though, despite the losses for USCB, I'm still very impressed by them. I mean, look, Georgia College, despite their record, has had
they're playing Teja,
a tough schedule. I mean, they played. We mentioned this last night. They came in playing 3 ranked teams, including Francis Marion, Lenore Ryan. I mean they've had a tough schedule, and an 8-11 record does not show how good that Georgia College team is, and they're a good team. But this is what every conference series is going to be for USCB. It's going to be a battle, no matter what. I mean, that's what the Peach Belt is. I mean, no matter what sport it is, we've said this before.
Yeah.
No matter what sport it is, it's always a battle, and always goes. It's almost like to the death kind of moment between any.
It's a good league.
It's fun. Gamecock ladies in the finals tomorrow against.
Yeah, they beat Oklahoma today.
Ooh.
They're playing Texas in the finals tomorrow. Rayleigh wants to know if the SEC is the best conference in both men's and women's hoops. Definitely in men. I think the Big Ten probably has a case.
ACC for women. ACC for women's pretty good.
Women's ACC I don't think it's as good as the SEC or the Big Ten. I think the ACC is like a smidge behind. They're like a smidge behind. But I will say, if we're talking men's, SEC, absolutely.
Yeah, the SEC.
There have been years the ACC has been dominant because years the ACC was the conference or the Big East.
They have not been this year, and I think one of the reasons I don't think the ACC has just been that good this year is one of them is North Carolina has been horrible, and they showed that again tonight. I mean, despite the record, I mean they're what 13-11.
They are a bubble team right now, and they may have needed unless they make a deep run. Unless they make a deep run in the AC tournament, they're not getting in. So it's gonna.
They're not. No, I don't even think they're a bubble team at this point. I mean, because they had. I mean, the only thing I would say that gives them a shot is they went toe-to-toe with Duke until like the last few minutes. But
that doesn't matter. That really doesn't matter if you can't beat them.
It doesn't even matter. And I just don't. I don't.
Moral victories don't.
The only reason
the committee does not value moral victories.
No.
Well, the fact that the NCAA committee thought that North Carolina should still be a bubble team.
Well, it's just the name brand value. That's.
Well, yes, exactly. I mean, they're a blue blood. You give them credit for being a blue blood, but
they get a little more
over other schools.
They get left in the conversation a little longer.
I'm excited for the Clemson Tigers for the ACC tournament. I think they have an incredible chance at a BCC title.
I was feeling so good about Mizzou until they lost their last 3 of the regular season.
I can't remember the last time.
Worried.
Mr. Joe Lenardi has Clemson right now as a 5.
Where's he got Mizzou at now?
Let's see.
Missouri
at 5 as well.
All right. As long as we don't, if we lose our first one in the SEC tournament, we might slide a little bit, but that would be 4 straight losses, and the committee does not look favorably on that.
If Clemson does, in fact, win the ACC title, it would be their first ever in ACC basketball.
It was not a moral victory. It was a loss. Home on senior day? Come on.
Kentucky, I'm
lucky I didn't have to watch.
Doesn't matter how good Duke is. If you don't beat them, it's still there's no moral victory.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no more moral victories against your rival. They still get to own you and call you they're your daddy for a year. Like you lost, bro. Yeah. No moral victories.
Yeah, so Clemson's got a shot at winning their first ever ACC basketball championship, which would be really cool.
Kevin be trolling.
And if they do win the ACC championship, I have a feeling they'll move up to a 3 seed. If I'm being honest, I think they have a shot of being a 3 seed.
All right. Well, I've heard enough of Max's bracketology, and I'm very tired. So I'm going to bring us in for a landing.
All right.
Not
get ready for the March Madness show because you're going to get my full bracketology.
All right. Well, I might check.
I want to do this. I feel like it would be fun. I want to.
No, I'm in for it. But I'm not gonna know nothing, and I'm gonna be like, you're acting like you know something, but you don't know nothing either. Because I'm 47 damn years old, and I've been filling out these brackets since I was a baby, and I used to watch so much college basketball, and I still never did any good in them brackets because it's.
Well, no one ever does.
It's all
it's the way.
It's a sheer miracle. It's a miracle.
You don't know nothing. You're gonna think you know something, and you don't know nothing.
It's a miracle if you go perfect past the second round these days. It is a sheer miracle.
Well, it seems like there's up like with 16s over 1s now. It's happening like every 3 years or so. It's just
you used to be able to just pencil in the 16s and pretty much the 15s. You might get burned once every 5 years.
Nowadays, 15s,
but now it's
like a normality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least I feel like every year at least 1 15 seed beats.
Yeah, you either have a 15.
It's going to get worse too because it's going to start being like college football. I swear, where guys like opt out because they didn't get their extension on their NIL deal or something. Like it's going to get
that would so
Cooper Flagg's opting out because they didn't meet his demands for an $8 million extension to come back for another year.
I would so hate that just to see an NCAA March Madness tournament.
Oh, Marcus Walsh won his challenge with Virginia and Auburn in the final. $300. I'd like to report this man for illegal gambling. That was back in 2019. I remember the first year my wife filled out a bracket. She put Wisconsin and North Carolina, a pair of 8 seeds in the Final Four, and I laughed and laughed at her until they both made the Final Four.
Oh man, that's funny.
North Carolina.
North Carolina has an act for.
What are they called? The Badgers. Oh, I like that. Badgers.
Oh, it happens every year.
Oh my God.
That's how it goes.
The funny thing is, North Carolina has an act for being an 8 seed and getting to the Final Four.
It's happened before. And not just 8, but like I feel like other blue bloods have been like at 7-8 range.
And then there used to be the Syracuse rule. They either made the Final Four or lost in the first round.
Yeah.
Right. You just had to guess.
No, they're even like an 11 seed.
They were at 15 and they lost to the number 2 seed they were 2 and they lost to the 15 Richmond Spiders once when I was a child, and I went bananas. Like I was jumping around my room. I was the biggest Richmond Spiders fan the next day.
Hey, we got a week and a half.
State.
We'll get there. Yep.
A week and a
getting
half.
close. Selection Sunday is almost a week away.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. All right, boys. Great show tonight. Thanks to our sponsors, Mickelson Law Firm, our all-star sponsor, presenting sponsor. We did not shout them out the top tonight, but it was a special edition. We were having fun tonight, celebrating the Sand Sharks. Mickelson Law Firm, though, big sponsor, big part of what we do here. Our official real estate closing attorney and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. Call on them for your legal needs. Then we have Hudson Seafood House on the docks, Loco Booster Club member. They have great seafood sunsets and cocktails on Hilton Head Island, right on Skull Creek. Presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. New episode out just couple days ago, Thursday. Go check it out on the Loco Media Network or wherever you get your podcasts. And new sponsor, Hilton Head Furniture. Great handmade furniture from just up the road in Hickory, North Carolina. Sold right on Hilton Head. Great stuff. Not the box, big box store stuff, but quality furniture from our Loco Booster Club sponsor, Hilton Head Furniture. And then Base Hit Life, baseball and softball themed apparel. Live your best base hit life at basehitlife.com. Dr. Ambrose Cole, official chiropractor. Find him at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. Reverence Wrestling Club, official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country, getting your floors so clean your feet will thank you. And Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. Final thoughts, gentlemen.
Well, I mean, just in awe of how this USC men's basketball team has been playing, and I just think back to a few like just a few years ago when this thing was getting off the ground, and we were talking about who's going to get hired for this men's basketball room. I remember you throwing the name Ron Fudala, and it was like, okay, I wasn't sure. Who's going to be that guy if he had that resume that was going to give him the fit there. But man, I just remember you meeting him and just having high reviews of him, and I felt like you knew right away that he was going to do something special over there with this program.
I think I've told this story on the air before, but I'm not 100% sure. But Ron Fudala reached out to me the day they announced they were starting basketball at USCB.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Ron Fudala found me and said, hey, I see that you used to work at USCB and now you have a local media company, and I'm very interested in their basketball job, and I'd love to pick your brain a little bit and get to know more about the situation and see if it'd be a good fit. And so I, of course, was like, absolutely. And we got on the phone that day and we had a great talk. And I got off the phone and thought, man, if that's the worst they can do, they're going to ace it. Like if they can't do any worse than that guy, they're going to be set. That guy's legit.
Yep.
And so when they announced who was getting the job, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to be like, wow, that dude who went and found me, of all people. I mean, it was a savvy move on his part, right? Because he knew that I would know what the scoop was, that I had worked there for a long time and that I still covered the programs and stuff. And so, I shot it to him straight. I told him about the realities, the frustrations, everything. And I said, what, the one thing I'm not going to do is sell you a bill of goods and get you here. And then you go, dude, why didn't you tell me this? So, right. and I told him, I was like, look, it's probably going to be very similar to the same frustrations that you face at IUP or at any other small college athletics department. And he said, that's all the same kind of stuff we battle with and, or have battled with that we've figured out how to solve, and then, it felt good for him to later on say, everything you told me was spot on, like you prepared me well for what I was getting into. And I appreciate that. And so it's been really cool because our relationship started there, honestly, like with that first call, and we continued to kind of stay in touch throughout the process. And he'd ask me questions, and I'd ask him how it's going, and he's like, "Yeah, I got another interview," But no, it's been awesome. And he calls me Coach JJ and tells me I'm a big part of it. And I'm sure he says that to everybody. But it makes me feel good nonetheless, because I'm grateful to be a small part of it. So pretty awesome. Max, anything else?
I mean, we sat, 15 months ago, we saw the beginning of a journey that I don't think any of us expected to come to what it is, tonight. I don't think any of us expected 15 months ago that, 15 months later, we'd be competing for a Peach Belt Conference championship in just our second season. I don't think anyone saw that coming. And it shows we picked the right guy for the job. He is the man for the job. And I believe he is the man that is going to lead us one day to a national championship with USCB. I really do believe that. I think he's building something special here, and I think it's only a matter of time before they become not only a conference power, but a national power as well. And I think that's something worth noting.
It's coming. I mean, think of the recruiting bump that they're going to get from this run.
Oh, you make national headlines for winning a conference championship, but not.
I mean, that's the other reason I was going to point out was winning this game. You win the conference, obviously, a huge step forward. But not just that, just be able to market your guys. Yeah. Like we won the Peach Belt here. I mean, it's not just a great destination. You're right near the beach. It's a great brand. If you can show proof of a conference title in 2 years, I mean that's you can sell a ton of recruits.
Yep. Well, here's what you sell. Here's what you sell. Yeah, we were good enough. We are a good enough team to make the NCAA tournament, but we couldn't this year. We can next year.
Right.
I think that's like one.
I mean, it's the easiest sales pitch ever right now. I mean, they've got so much. It really is. The brand of basketball they play is so much fun. Like, you're going to have an easy time getting people. It's just a matter of putting out the offers to the right guys.
Here's the other thing. They're looking to improve the facilities as well. Yeah. We talk about how important facilities are. I mean, the fact that you have a program that is looking towards
that and this could provide a big fundraising bump too. I mean, the community has something to be excited about. And at the end of the day, what it boils down to is if you have success, people will support you and they'll come out and see you and they'll buy your stuff. And they're having success.
Yes, and I think with that success, it'll branch out to other sports.
Oh, for sure. No question about it.
USCB.
No question
about it. And I'm hoping it's both baseball and softball too. And softball's really improved. I mean, they've really improved. Yeah. Baseball's improved as well. And they will continue to improve more and more. And it's because they see what USCB is trying to do as a D2 program when they become fully fledged. They're gonna try to be the best they can possibly be.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
All right. Final thought is, don't forget, I don't like to say we lose an hour of sleep tonight. We wake up an hour later tomorrow.
Right.
I'm not sacrificing an hour of sleep. But it will be an hour later when I wake up tomorrow. Don't forget, set those clocks forward, spring forward. But the good news is, starting tomorrow, it's light an hour later.
Yep.
So we get to have longer baseball and softball practices. Max. Yep. And on that note, thank you, gentlemen, for this impromptu Saturday night broadcast.
And let's do it again tomorrow, win or lose.
Well needed. Yeah. I think we should be on tap for a Sand Track Rewind tomorrow, regardless. Right?
Well, I'm not sure. We'll have to plan. We'll have to talk over with Brackin.
Yeah. But, I'm sure it's going to happen though. Yeah. All right, boys, it's been fun. Thank you, Brackin. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Wes. Thank you to all our sponsors and everybody who showed up to listen or watch. Kevin Levy, Marcus Walsh, Blake Rayleigh, I see you. We'll see you next time. For Wes Kerr, Max Araj, I'm Justin Jarrett, and
that's what I'm talking about!
Wrong picture.
This is the greatest post-game interview
Yeah, I don't know why
in
that
the
was
history
in
of the
there,
world.
but I had it signed up perfectly.
That's what I'm talking about!
I just
This is the greatest post-game interview in the history of the world, Coach Fudala.
Yeah.
The Loco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Loco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go